So when you made your first app, what will happen is that you would see two files opened up on your screen. One is the file called mainactivity.kt, and another file is the activity underscore main.xml. Okay, so let's try to understand what's happening. Like when our project is created, you would see that in the left side here there is a project view in which you can actually see exactly what folder is inside which folder and so on. And there is an Android view which only shows Android view which only shows the parts of the project that we need to edit. Now if you look at the project view, you will see that there has been a folder called my first app created, inside which there is a folder called app created. So all of your source code of the app is actually inside this app folder. This app folder contains an src folder and a libs folder. So in future, if we are using third party libraries for extra features, we can put them in the libs folder. We're not using it right now. We have an src folder. Src stands for source code. That's where our source code goes. In our src folder, again, you would find three folders: Android test, test, and main. So Android test and test folders we are going to be discovering later on. Main is the folder where we are working on right now. These folders are for software testing, unit testing, which as an advanced and professional Android developer you need to learn. Right now we are just working on the main folder, and the main folder contains a Java and a REST and an Android XML manifest.xml. Now although we are making our project in Kotlin, because of the way Android projects used to be created earlier days, because of legacy reasons, the folder inside which our source code goes, programming language goes, is called Java. Whether the files are actually Kotlin or they are Java, all of them go into a folder called Java only. In fact, you will see inside Java there is com.codingblocks.myfirstapp, which is my package name, and inside that there is main activity, which as you can see is a KT file, and with the syntax also you can understand that it's Kotlin and not Java. Sorry, excuse me. Then there's the res file, which stands for resources. So resources, for example, if you look at there is a drawable, and inside drawable there is IC launcher background, which is basically the background for the launcher icon, the app icon. Then there is drawable, and you will find that there is IC launcher foreground, which is another icon. Pardon me. These are res files are basically resources. Java are where Java or your Kotlin files go, and there is an Android manifest, which is an XML file which defines the basic information about your app, which is the name of your app, what is the icon gonna be, whether it has a round icon or a square icon, the theme of your app, and so on. We will delve into Android manifest more into detail as we progress through the course. In many sections you will see what different things we need to write inside our Android manifest.xml file. Right now I have not written anything extra into this project right now. This is what is just default generated. So there is something called a layout inside resources. So layouts basically define how our screens are going to look like. So we have got activity underscore main.xml, which is the layout of our main activity. So what is an activity? That's also something we need to discuss. So activity is basically any window that gets opened on the screen of your phone is called an activity. Window in terms of how desktop operating systems like Windows, Mac, Linux work. So you have got a window. A window is like a portion of your screen inside which an app is rendered. It has a cross button, maximize button, and so on. That's how desktop windows work. But in app, one window takes up the entire screen. You don't have a cross button actually. You can go to the recents and just swipe away that app, and that's how you close an app. And there is no maximize minimize feature, just you can click the home button and you get out. So all the windows always take up the entirety of the screen, except some tabs and all these days, big tabs or Galaxy Note kind of phones where you can open two windows together. Multi-window layouts are there, but generally in most phones you can open one window at a time. So one activity is one window basically. So a window is inside which you can have like text and buttons and views with which the user will interact. So any UI elements, so the UI is created using activities. When you open an activity, a window is opened on your screen. Now every activity needs a layout. The layout tells how the window is going to look like. It can be very complex, like if you open Facebook, Twitter kind of apps, so many things happening there. Or it could be very simple, like our app here, which has this layout, which if you can go to the design view, you will see that it just has this blank screen inside which just hello world is written. Okay, so that's the basic layout that we have not created. Actually, Android Studio has created for us. That's the layout. And how is the layout and the activity connected to each other? So inside the activity, you will see that there is a function called onCreate. Again, I have not created it. It's by default generated. It's all default code as of at this moment. And there's this line called set content view, which says set content view r dot layout dot activity main. So things inside the resource folder are accessed from Java or Kotlin code using this r dot layout dot kind of a syntax. So if you do r dot layout dot activity mains, it means res folder, layout folder, activity underscore main.xml file. That's how we refer to items inside the resource using this r dot layout. So I'm just saying that set content view is a function which tells that what is to be shown on the screen. So I'm telling Android that I want to show activity underscore main on my screen. What is activity underscore main? It's this XML file which contains the description of how to make hello world visible there. Now layout files can be edited in design mode, where you can say you can select button and you can drag and drop a button into the screen like this, or in code mode, where you can see it's a something called constraint layout, inside which there is a text view, inside which there is a button. The button is something that we just added to our screen. If I go and delete the button from our screen, code mode, you'll see the button has gone away. So there's the XML way, which is very much similar to how HTML code is written, and there is a design way where you can drag and drop items. So as a developer, you should be well versed and accustomed with both ways of building the UI, drag and drop as well as XML way. Highly professional advanced developers, they all use XML. They don't use the drag and drop a lot. Okay, so that's the basic structure of the project that has been created till now. From the next video, we'll see what all we can change here and how we can make it behave the way we want to do. Okay.